So good morning one and all. So let us start today's class. In the last class we have started with another binary modulation scheme, namely BFSK, binary frequency shift keying, where we use different frequency waveforms for different symbols. Okay, so this is S1 of t, S2 of t. Since it is binary, so we generate S1 of t with that is root 2EB by TB cos omega 1t. It is for symbol 1. So another thing is S2 of t, which is equal to root 2EB by TB cos omega 2t. It is for symbol 0. Okay. Now these two are having different frequencies. They have same amplitudes and same phases. Now so here we have taken f1, f2 is f1 and f2 are integer multiples of 1 by TB. Some integer multiples of 1 by TB. Okay, so here S1, S2 are independent. They are two energy signals which are linearly independent. That's why, so the number of basis functions required are 2. Here m equal to 2, n equal to 2. Why? Because the given two waveforms are linearly independent. So if it is so, we need two basis functions, phi 1 of t and phi 2 of t. Isn't it? How are they? So phi 1 of t is root 2 by TB cos omega 1 t. What is phi 2 of t? Root 2 by TB cos omega 2 t. So these three should be orthonormal. Orthonormal means orthogonal as well as unit energy. So phi 1 of t, the inner product of phi 1 of t and phi 2 of t should be equal to 0. So it is true if and only if the frequency separation or the frequency difference, that is f2 minus f1, is some 2 by TB. Sorry, so it is 1 by 2 TB. So this is simple mathematics, you can prove it. As I told you, 1 by t is nothing but RB. So that is RB by 2. RB is called bit rate or also called data rate. Bit rate means bits per second. Now, so here, so yeah, they are having same energies, and this is what the waveforms. These are the basis functions. These are the two waveforms. Now this is the BFSK waveform, where for different symbols we have different frequencies. The waveforms are having same amplitudes and same phases. They differ only in frequency. So you know already how to write S1 of t in terms of basis functions. S1 of t is root EB phi 1 of t. S2 of t is root EB phi 2 of t. This is the final expression for the waveforms for symbol 0. Now here these two are, if these two are orthogonal, obviously these two are also orthogonal, because what is there? Just root EB. So since these two basis functions are orthogonal, obviously, so the inner product of S1 of t, S2 of t is also equal to 0. It is obvious, right? Now here the given two modulated signals are orthogonal to each other. Please remember, not only basis functions, the given two modulated waveforms are also orthogonal to each other. So this is called orthogonal modulation. Okay. Now, so here, yeah, so we have got S1. What is S1 symbol? I mean signal vector S1. Root EB 0. S2 0 root EB. S2 is 0 root EB. So this is the constellation It is two dimensional because we are having two basis functions, and these are the two message points. The distance between them is square root of 2 EB. Okay. And one more thing is what? Yeah, this is the transmitter. How to generate this? I told you yesterday. So here we are using on-off line coding. On-off means 1 means 1, 0 means 0. So this is how you can generate BFSK transmitted signals or waveforms. Okay, so before proceeding further, here we have okay, S1, S2, we have S2 is what? 0 root EB. Okay, now so let us look at the receiver. So what is the receiver? What do we receive? So we receive X of t. You know already, X of t is called received signal. What is that? Si of t plus W of t. Okay. Now it depends upon Si. Okay, I equal to 1 to 2. So it could be S1 of t plus Wt as well as S2 of t plus Wt. So it is for symbol 1, it's for symbol 0. Okay. Now, so from X of t we need a vector X, that is, it is having how many elements now? Vector X is called observation vector or received vector. It is having how many elements in general? X1, X2, so on, Xn, n cross 1. Here n equal to 2. It is having 2 elements in it. The vector X having 2 elements. They are X1, X2. Yes or not? So, but what is vector X? I told you that equal to signal vector Si plus noise vector W. Signal vector Si plus noise vector W. Okay. Now, suppose for symbol 1, what is signal vector X? That is S1 plus W. Okay. So here please remember, what is S1 vector? So this is S1, root EB 0, a vector with root EB 0. So let me write the elements. What are the elements of vector X? X1, X2. Okay. So here I can write X1, X2. They are the elements of vector X. That should be equal to, what are the elements of vector S1? Root EB 0 plus what are the vectors of what are the elements of vector W? Okay, you go back and check in the last class. What are they? We call them as the W1, W2. So this is for what? Everything is for bit 1. Now for bit 1, what you can say? X1 equal to, what is X1 equal to? Root EB plus W1. X1 equal to root EB plus W1. X2 equal to how much? 0 plus W2. That's it. 0 plus W2. So it is for bit 1. Okay. So here, without loss of generality, we must mention what are W1, W2. So W1, W2 are Gaussian random variables. Okay. What is the mean of W1? 0 mean, variance n naught by 2. What of W2? It is also same, 0 mean, variance n naught by 2. Okay. So how we got this vector? You just go and check in the last class. I told you. So vector X is a combination of other two vectors, signal vector, noise vector. It is signal vector. This is noise vector. This is the observation vector. Okay. Now, so we are done with symbol 1. For symbol 0, what is vector x? That is vector s2 plus vector w for symbol 0. Obviously, I can write directly. So the x elements are x1, x2. The elements of s2 vector are 0, root EB. Obviously, the elements of vector w are w1, w2. So you can clearly write what is x1. X1 equal to, what is that? X1 equal to 0 plus w1. Otherwise, you can write w1, 0 plus w1. X2 equal to root EB plus w2. Root EB plus w2. Root EB plus w2. It is for symbol 0. Now, so let me write something like this. Yeah. For x1, okay. So let me write for only for x1. Only for x1. What is x1 value? For symbol 1, what is x1? Root EB plus w1. Root EB plus w1. It is for symbol 1. For symbol 0, what is x1? Simply w1. Okay. In the same way, what is x2? X2 equal to, for symbol 1, what is x2? w2. So 0 plus w2 is w2. Simply w2 for symbol 1. For symbol 0, root EB plus w2. Root EB plus w2 for symbol 0. These are the observation vectors. Now, so yeah, this is a receiver. Okay, how it is happening? BPSK receiver. This is a receiver. What is happening here? We are giving x1 here. So this is the detector or demodulator. I told you. So the detector is a bank of correlators. N, how many number of correlators should be there? Capital N number. But here, what is the capital N value? 2. 2 correlators. I told you what the bank of correlator means. So what is this? This is the first correlator. This second correlator. Okay. Now what is this output here? x1. Why? Because what is happening here? This is a product integrator. X of t multiplied with phi1 of t and later it is integrated from 0 to tb. This is equal to x1. Isn't it? In the lower part, we get x2. Okay. What is happening here? What is x2? X of t into phi 2 of t and integration. That is x2, right? So we got x1, x2 from the detector or demodulator. So it is a bank of 2 correlators. Is it okay? They are called correlators. I told you in the last classes. Okay. Now, as of now, this is what we have. So in the receiver, we have 2 parts. Okay. First is detector. Later we have a decoder, ML decoder. The first part is, it is one correlator, another correlator. X of is the input. Now we got 2 elements x1, x2. x1, x2 is nothing but a vector x. So till now, till this point, we got a vector x. Now, so what to do with this vector x? Now here we have 2 elements. In the BPSK case, vector s was having only one element, that was x1. Okay. Now, so we have to apply ML decoding, ML rule for this vector x, which is having 2 elements. Okay, that is a 2-dimensional signal space we have. Here we have a two-dimensional signal space. Okay, so here we do some modifications. What we have done here is in the receiver, so we have taken one more variable y. We have taken one more variable y. So y, that is x1 minus x2. Okay, we are taking an intermediate variable y, that is x1 minus x2. If x1, x2 are random variables, it is also a random variable. Okay, no doubt. Now, so let us go back to the receiver. Okay, so here in this receiver, we got y. What is y? x1 minus x2. This is plus, this is minus. To this y, we apply ML rule. To the y, we apply ML rule. Okay. Now, so before applying ML rule, let us see what is y. Let us see what is y. So how the new random variable y will look like. Okay. So what is y now? Just tell me x1 minus x2. So for bit 1, what is y? x1 minus x2. What is that? Root TB plus W1 minus W2. For bit 0, W1 minus root TB minus W2. Okay. So let me write y. How does y look like? Y is, okay, x1 minus x2 for bit 1, root TB plus W1 minus W2. Okay, root TB plus W1 minus W2. So let me write, this is root TB plus W1 minus W2. It is for bit 1. For bit 0, what is x1 minus x2? What is x1 minus x2? W1 minus W2 minus root TB. Otherwise, I can write minus root TB plus W1 minus W2. Is it okay? For bit 0. Okay. Now, so let us call W1 minus W2 as W tilde. Now, so the new random variable y will be equal to root EB plus W tilde minus root EB plus W tilde. It is for bit 1, it is for bit 0. Now we got a new random variable which is similar to the random variable that we got in case of BPSK. The only difference was there we had W1, here we have W tilde. What is W tilde? It is W1 minus W2. Now here, so the decoding problem is similar to the BPSK problem. Okay. Now here, so the only thing is we have extra W tilde. Instead of W1 we have W tilde. Okay. What is W tilde? I told you. So W1, W2 are two Gaussian random variables with mean 0, variance n naught by 2. And all the W and W2 are independent. So W and W2 are having same mean, same variance. The mean is 0, variance is n naught by 2, and not only that, they are independent of each other. Now in that case, what is W tilde? That is W1 minus W2. What is the mean of W tilde? What is the expectation of W tilde? Generally, it is the expectation of W1 minus W2. So both are having 0 means. So what is the expectation of omega tilde? W tilde 0. Now what is the variance of W tilde? Since W1 W2 are independent, what you can say? What is the variance of this W tilde? That is nothing but variance of W1 plus variance of W2. That you know already, I think. So that is nothing but variance of W1 plus variance of W2. So they are having same variances, that is N0 by 2. N0 by 2 into 2, that is N0. Now W tilde is also Gaussian random variable with, what you can say, with mean 0, variance N0. You make this point. Very, very, very important. Right? Now, okay. But what is y? Y equal to x1 minus x2. And here you can also observe one more thing. x1 and x2 are Gaussian random variables. Obviously, y also Gaussian random variable. That is very clear. Not only that, what is that? x1 and x2 are also independent. You make this point. x1, x2 are independent and they are Gaussian. That's why y is also Gaussian. But what is y we got? Y equal to, so what is that y? Y is a Gaussian random variable. That is clear. Y equal to what now? Root EB plus W tilde minus root EB plus W tilde. Okay. So root EB plus W tilde minus root EB plus W tilde. It is for bit 1, it is for bit 0. Now here we are just like BPSK. The only difference is W tilde. There we had only W1. So what is the mean of W1? There 0. Variance N0 by 2. But here the mean of W tilde is 0, but variance is not N0 by 2. It is N0 only. So y is also Gaussian random variable. Now here, now what happens? Okay, so what about the mean of y? What is the mean of y? Root EB plus mean of W tilde. What is the mean of W tilde? 0. So let me write how the W tilde look like. How y look like. Y is also a Gaussian random variable with mean. So when bit 1 was transmitted, what is the mean? Root EB. Root EB. What is variance? Here root EB is constant. So variance is nothing but variance of W tilde. How much is that? N0. Next. In case of bit, this is for bit 1. For bit 0, what is the mean? Minus root EB, because mean of W tilde is 0. Minus root EB. Minus root EB. What is the variance? N0. It is for bit 0. Now this is a Gaussian random variable with the mean root EB minus root EB with the same variance, that is N0 for all, for two bits, 1 or 0. Okay. Now if you write the PDF, what is PDF? When symbol 1 was transmitted, mean root EB, variance N0. Okay, what do you write? 1 by root 2 pi sigma square. How much is sigma square? N0 into e power minus y minus, so what does the mean? Root EB. So y minus root EB whole square by 2 sigma square, 2 N0. I hope you can write for 0. Fi of y given 0. That is very clear. Fi of y given 0. How much is that? So 1 by root 2 pi N0. Sigma square is N0. Variance is N0, not N0 by 2. E power minus y plus root EB whole square by 2 N0. Now I got two PDFs, conditional PDFs. But y is also Gaussian random variable, so with a mean and variance. Now if compared with BPSK, the only difference is here in this PDF. What the only difference? The variance. They are having same means. The only difference is variance. So other than that, everything is same. Okay. So variance becomes double. Clear? Okay. Now, so if you draw them, the figure look like BPSK. No change. So the two PDFs are having means. So let me draw a little bit clear like this. So obviously one mean is root EB, other one's mean is minus root EB. So the only difference they have is these variances. Okay, so the graph that we have drawn for BPSK is still valid for BFSK. So the difference was only in the variance. The variance is nothing but indication of stretch. Okay, variance indicates deviation, right? I told you already. Suppose if I draw the curve, this is the variance. If variance is different, you may have different width, something like this. If it is sigma 1, it is sigma 2. Sigma 2 is more than sigma 1. So the shape is still bell shape. Okay. Now I can use the same graph. It may be little bit stretched, but more or less it is same. Because so the graph is symmetric about origin. Why? Because the means are negative of each other. Okay. Now, so again, so it is similar to the BPSK problem. There is no change at all. Okay. So the problem is just like BPSK. ML decoding just like BPSK. The only difference is the variance is doubled. So the means are same, everything is same, the variance is just being doubled. Now, so what is ML rule? We call modified ML rule. Okay, modified ML rule. So we have defined new Gaussian random variable y whose sample value y equal to something like this. So by symmetry, from this graph, by symmetry, okay, let me take here only, by symmetry, so they intersected origin. And what do you write now? So just like that, threshold is 0. If y is more than 0, it lies in the region where conditional PDF corresponds to bit 1 is maximum. So we choose m cap equal to 1. When y is less than 0, we choose m cap equal to 0. When y equal to 0, just like that. So we apply ML rule to y. Which random variable apply? We apply this ML rule to random variable y. It is also Gaussian random variable. Now, so the ML rule is simply modifies to ML rule simply modifies to if y is more than 0, if y is positive, choose m cap equal to 1. If y is negative, choose m cap equal to 0. If y equal to 0, you have to guess it, because if y equal to 0, it lies exactly on the threshold. So we cannot compare whether it is positive or negative. That's why we take a random guess. Okay. So that is a modified ML rule for the BFSK. Now from here onwards, it's just like BPSK. Okay. In BPSK, the variable was x1. Here the variable was x1. Here it was x1. That's it. Here the variable is y. Okay. So now here onwards, exactly it's just like BPSK. So you can proceed directly. So what is the probability of error? When does error occur? Okay. So let me take when error occurs. When error occurs, suppose I take one small case. If 0 is transmitted and y is positive. If you send 0 but y happen to be positive, so what happens? If y is positive, we take decision in favor of 1. What do we say? M cap equal to 1. We say M cap equal to 1. But what is exactly M? 0. So M cap equal to 1 but M equal to 0. So they are not same. You end up getting error. So what is another case? Reverse. If 0 is transmitted and y happen to be negative. So these are two possibilities. So now anyway this is a conditional error, right? So what is the probability of error when 0 is transmitted? That is nothing but probability when y is, this is 0, when y is positive. Y is positive but 0 is transmitted. So when 0 is transmitted, what is y? What is y when 0 is transmitted? Yeah, it is a Gaussian random variable with mean minus root TB variance n naught. Okay, so minus root TB n naught. So but when 0 is transmitted, y is a Gaussian random variable with mean minus root TB variance n naught. Okay. Okay. So now but what is exactly y? Okay. So what is y? Minus root t plus w tilde, sorry, minus root tb plus w tilde. So this is capital Y, sorry. So what is y? Minus root tb plus w tilde. So here, so probability of y greater than 0 is nothing but probability that minus root eb plus w tilde is more than 0. So if you go by the same calculation, just like BPSK, you have to find out probability that w tilde is more than root eb. So just like in the previous case, w tilde is not normalized. Okay, I told you what is W tilde mean and variances. W tilde is a Gaussian random variable with mean, how much mean? Minus root EB and n naught. The mean minus root EB and n naught. Okay, sorry, mean is 0 now. Here I made a mistake. Here mean is 0 mean with variance n naught. Now, so let us proceed further. So what I do, I'll subtract 0 on both sides and divide with root n naught. So the same formula, let me go with here only directly. So probability that w tilde is greater than root eb is w tilde minus 0 by sigma. But what is sigma here? Okay, so let me write here w tilde minus 0 by sigma is more than root eb minus 0 by sigma. But what is sigma here? Sigma square is n naught. Sigma is root n naught. So here it is probability that w sigma minus divided by root n naught greater than root eb by n naught. Now here this is nothing but standard or normalized standard Gaussian random variable. Okay. So now what happens now? This is probability that what is this nothing but that what is nothing but q of root eb by n naught. It is probability that e given 0 by symmetry. So what is the one more probability? It is also same. Probability of e given 1. It will be also same. That is q of root eb by n naught. So what is the overall probability? That is from the total probability theorem. So this probability plus this probability by 2. This plus this by 2. Okay. Obviously they are same. So the probability of error is simply Q of root EB by N naught. Q of root EB by N naught. So that is also of ERFC root EB by 2 N naught. Okay. So this is the probability of error of BFSK. You should know in both formats, Q format as well as it is also equal to of ERFC root EB by 2 N naught. You must be able to write in both forms, either in Q function or in ERFC function. Okay, so let me briefly go through the derivation of the probability of error. First of all, what happened here? Okay, let me go here. So now this is BFSK. Transmitter is over receiver. So in the receiver we get two vectors or two elements in the vector x, x1, x2, because n equal to 2. So what are the values of x1, x2 like this? x1 is like this, x2 is like this. Root EB plus W1, W1, W2, root EB plus W2. Now W1, W2 are Gaussian. So just like that, x1, x2 are Gaussian. Okay. x1, x2 are Gaussian with a mean root EB n naught by 2, 0 n naught by 2 like this. It depends upon which symbol is transmitted. So x1, x2 are defined in terms of their means and variances depending upon which symbol is transmitted or which bit is transmitted. But here comes the logic. We are defining a new random variable y which is x1 minus x2. Now y is like this, root EB plus W tilde minus root EB plus W tilde when symbol 1 transmitted, when symbol 0 was transmitted. Okay, so W tilde is nothing but W1 minus W2. Now it is just like BPSK problem. Okay, so W tilde is having 0 mean and variance n naught. Okay, now so here y is nothing but y is also Gaussian random variable that is having mean variance like this. These are the conditional PDF of y. Now if you draw the PDFs, conditional PDFs, it looks like this. Not maybe exactly, but similar to this. Now obviously while applying ML rule, what is the threshold? The point of intersection of two PDFs. So by symmetry they intersect at 0, and so obviously the ML rule becomes, we apply ML rule to y, a new random variable instead of x1 in case of BPSK. Now so obviously this is a modified ML rule, and obviously the calculation of probability of error is just like BPSK with a variable changes to y. What is y? A random Gaussian random variable with a mean root EB minus root EB when bit 1 was transmitted and 0 when bit 0 was transmitted. It has same variance n naught. So go with the similar calculation just like BPSK, you end up getting like this. This is the probability of error of BFSK. Okay. So that is about BFSK. Now so we have discussed the last binary modulation technique, that is BASK. I will start briefly now. So in binary ASK, a pair of signals S1 of t, S2 of t used to represent binary symbols 1 and 0 like this. Okay. Now here we have to show the different amplitudes. Till now we have seen different phases, different frequencies. Now we have to show different amplitudes. So that is called BASK, binary amplitude shift keying. Now here also we are transmitting 2 bits, m equal to 2. Okay. So we will transmit S1 of t, a waveform, a cos omega ct. For S2 of t, we don't transmit anything. We transmit nothing. For bit 1, we transmit a waveform, a cos omega ct with amplitude a. For bit 0, we transmit nothing. Nothing is being transmitted. Okay. So here, so there is difference of amplitude. Okay. For bit 1 we have a waveform with amplitude A. For bit 0 we have nothing. Okay. Now, so since there is only one waveform, so what is n value? What is S of t? S of t is 0. Obviously there is only one waveform, literally. What is second waveform? 0. Okay. So that's why n value is simply 1. So if n is 1, which means there is only one basis function. What is that? Phi 1 of t. That is obviously you know. Okay. What is that? Okay. Before that, let me calculate the values. Okay. Energy per bit. Okay. Okay. So phi 1 of t is okay. You can write directly. That is 2 by TB cos omega c t. Okay. But so here we have a different thought process for EB. Okay. So let us think about EB. Okay. Let me write first of all what is S1 of t, what is S2 of t. In case of BASK, S1 of t is a waveform, some waveform. A cos omega c t. But S2 of t is nothing. It is just 0. Okay. Now, so but we know that the energy per bit EB is E1 plus E2 by 2. I told you already. E1 plus E2 by 2. But in case of BPSK, BFSK, E1 was equal to E2. That's why when E1 is equal to E2, what will happen? EB equal to either E1 or E2. Okay. So, but here the thing is different. Please observe very carefully. What is energy of signal S2? S2 is 0. Obviously, its energy also equal to 0. So that's why E2 equal to 0. We are left only with E1. That's why EB equal to E1 by 2. EB equal to E1 by 2. But so from this, what is E1 should be? 2 into EB. This is very, very important. So in case of, so let me be very clear here. In case of BPSK, BFSK, what we had get is E1 is equal to E2. So when it is so, EB equal to, what will happen? E1 plus E2 by 2. That is exactly same as E1 or E2. It was a case in case of first two techniques. But in case of BASK, the situation is different. Because in case of BASK, E2 is 0. So E1 is some value. E1 is not equal to E2. E1 is not equal to E2. E2 is 0. If E2 is 0, what is EB? We should not change the value formula for EB. We keep EB same throughout all schemes for fair comparison. Okay, let me be clear this. We should stick to this formula. It is very, very important. I will explain why. But here what is EB equal to? E1 by 2. Or E1 equal to 2 EB. E1 should be equal to 2 EB. Okay, but what is E1? But what is E1? E1 energy of first signal. Energy of this signal. How much is this? Obviously, it is defined from 0 to TB. Fc equal to NTB, N by TB. So, what is E1 will be now? We have done these calculations in remaining two techniques, first two techniques. The energy of first signal E1 is A square TB by 2. Okay. But E1 equal to 2 EB. So, 2EB should be equal to A square TB by 2. So, but what is A square now? A square TB equal to 4EB. A equal to what? Under root 4EB by TB. This is very, very different. Otherwise, you can also write this as 2 into EB by TB. Here A is different. 4 EB by TB. In remaining two techniques, it was root 2 EB by TB. So let me write here this. Finally, here S1 of t is, please understand the difference, 4 EB by TB cos omega ct. It is for bit 1. For bit 2, for bit 0, nothing is being transmitted. So these are the two waveforms of BISK. Okay. Now how does it look like? So S1 of t means we transmit some waveform. S of means 0. This is the BISK waveform. So for symbol 0, nothing is transmitted, 0. For bit 1, you transmit some waveform with amplitude 4 root 4 EB by TB. Okay. For 0, 0. For 1, we transmit a waveform. For 0, 0. For 0, nothing is transmitted. For 1, we transmit a waveform. So if you observe carefully, what is happening here? So suppose if you get like this, this may be a BISK waveform. So whenever there is change in the bit, there is change in the amplitude. Amplitude is 0. Here we are getting amplitude of some amplitude. Here 0, some amplitude. So we distinguish bits with the amplitude of the waveform. Okay. So if bit is 0, nothing is being transmitted. 0 means 0. If bit is 1, we transmit a waveform. Okay. So this is about BISK. We'll discuss a little bit more in the coming classes. Okay. Thank you.